With just one victory in their last 11 games, Derby are in danger of dropping into the relegation battle. This week they face local rivals Leicester City, who've been transformed into real contenders for a playoff place under Sven-Göran Eriksson. Your commentator is Tony Gubber.
That's for Van Aert. Driven into the 6-yard box. Still alive. Well, that ball was flashing across the face of that 6-yard box then. It was just too far ahead of Yakubu. In it comes again. That's a good cross off the head of Barker. No distance on that clearing header. Here's Yakubu. Oh, that's brilliant. A brilliant goal by the Nigerian on loan from Everton, and Leicester City have taken the lead. Derby never really got it clear. 2 touches on his thighs to set it up, and then striking it left-footed. 1, 2, what a great goal. That is Premier League quality. Wellens nicely into the path of Van Aanholt, who's coming forward, increasing frequency. Here's Paul Gallagher! Oh. And that was curling towards the top corner. In the end, the swerve just taking it inches wide of the post. And it looks as if it will be only Yakubu's goal that separates the teams at half-time. And here's King getting forward. Isn't that brilliant? Isn't that just brilliant? Andy King supporting from midfield. That's 14 goals that he's scored this season, and they just cut Derby to pieces there. Van Aanholt with the ball into Gallagher. His forward pass picking out Andy King, who just side-footed it past the advancing Stephen Bywater. And looking down towards the dugouts, Nigel Clough has disappeared off into the dressing rooms before the half-time whistle. It will be understandable if Derby have come out for the second half fired up. And the Portuguese goalkeeper punching that one away, not for the first time. And that's awkward. He's still trying to get back on his goal line. And coaches would much rather see their keepers catching balls and keeping them tight than an aimless punch. Davis getting in to put pressure on, and it's left Ben Mee on the floor. It looks like he might be out cold. In fact, it was a crack of heads with his own central defender, Bamba. And the arms are folded. The expression is anything but pleased. Nigel Clough knows that he's in the firing line as far as the fans are concerned. And that's going to be a free kick against Ben Mee, with just over a couple of minutes left of the 90. Davis will take the free kick. And there was no shortage of Derby players in there. There were 6 of them. In the end, it came off the head of the fullback, John Brayford.
Nigel, outdone a bit in the first half there.
Oh, outdone a lot. We never really got near them. We were very nervous and tentative. And even if we could have got in at 1-0 at half-time, we'd have been disappointed with the way we played, but we felt we'd have still been in the game.
Was that first 45 minutes the best half of football Leicester have played since you've been at the club?
I don't know, but I think good passing for the whole 45 minutes, more or less. And when you score away from home 2 goals like that, yeah, I was very happy. If it's the best, I don't know, but good, very good.
Protests are going on again outside. To be fair, they're aimed at the board rather than yourself. What would your message be to those people outside who are shouting?
I'd just try and stick with us, try and stick with the club. We've got, honestly, a committed set of owners, and we're all going to get through it together. And this season we're going to survive, and next season we're going to be better for these experiences.
Phil Brown was looking for his first win as Preston manager, and where better to start than at Hull, the club he guided to the top flight for the first time in its history. The welcome was warm enough. The outlook on the pitch, less so. Hull hadn't lost in their previous 6 league games, and they went close when Robert Corran was put through. Ian Turner, on loan from Everton, made the save. Preston have conceded more goals than anyone else in the Championship, and you can see why with defending like this. Just where were the markers as Anthony Gerrard put the home side ahead just before half-time? Brown's side improved in the second half, but the best effort came from the hosts. Corran again went close to scoring. Hull now climb into the top 10, but Preston, despite Brown's positive spirit, face a real battle to avoid the drop.
I've identified one or two in there, you know, likes of Danny May and Adam Barton, young lads in a changing room. All they want to do is play. And that's all I want from everybody. Just get out there and play and express yourself.
It was never going to be an easy game, and I have to say, having seen them play today, there are a number of sides who, on that performance, are worse than them.
The Mickey Adams reign at Sheffield United has just not produced so far. The Blades were hoping to avoid a fourth straight defeat when they hosted Millwall, and Adams still hadn't seen his team win after 7 games in all competitions. It came to life in the second half on the back of 2 substitutions. Daniel Bogdanovic came on for the Blades and was grounded by a Paul Robinson challenge. The Maltese international took the penalty himself and claimed his 4th goal for the club. Could United finally win? Kevin Lisbie last week scored a stoppage-time winner for Millwall against Doncaster. Lisbie again emerged from the bench, but couldn't quite get the better of Steve Simonson, to the delight of the keeper's colleagues. Still, Lisbie would have one more chance to prove himself as the Lions' super sub. A Millwall corner deep into stoppage time, and Lisbie was there to dash Mickey Adams' victory dream once again.
It's surely too soon to bring out the cigars, but 4 games without defeat had given Crystal Palace fans growing hope of Championship survival. By contrast, Coventry were looking for their first win in 4 games, and they set themselves on course before the break. Richard Wood claimed his first league goal of the season, though Palace defender Paddy McCarthy looked like he might have got the final touch. Palace had the Championship's worst away record, and it didn't improve when Marlon King met Aaron Gunnarsson's cross to score his 5th league goal of the campaign. Coventry beat Palace 2-1 in the FA Cup last month, and it would be the same score again this time, as Stefan Everson notched a consolation in stoppage time for the visitors.
Ipswich have risen 6 positions in 4 games since Paul Jewell took charge. Next up, Barnsley, 1 place ahead of the Tractor Boys. Barnsley's Nathan Doyle almost gifted the visitors a first-half goal when he deflected Jimmy Bullard's free kick towards his own goal. The ball had already gone out of play, though, before Thomas Priskin's header hit the target. It took until the last 8 minutes for a breakthrough. Lee Martin ran at the Barnsley backline, but couldn't beat keeper Luke Steele. The ball fell to Ipswich sub Jason Scotland, and his team were on course for a 4th successive win. Until deep into stoppage time, when they failed to clear a Jacob Butterfield cross, Kieran Trippier teed up Jacob Mellis for his 2nd goal in 3 games since arriving on loan from Chelsea.
Without a win in 10 in all competitions, Portsmouth began the day just 5 points clear of the bottom 3 as they travelled to Doncaster. Rovers were looking to complete a first ever league double over Portsmouth. Their best chance fell to Jamie Coppinger in the first half, but despite some neat footwork, he couldn't find a finish. 3 minutes from the break, though, the deadlock was finally broken. Donny could only clear the ball to the feet of Greg Holford. Dave Kitson was quickest to the rebound, and despite taking a blow to the head, he scored his first goal since the start of December. Route 1 football then made it 2 for Portsmouth. David Nugent headed on Jamie Ashdown's long kick. Joel Ward made it look easy as he lobbed the stranded Woods. The corresponding fixture at Fratton Park had proved a feisty affair, with Portsmouth's Carl Dickinson being sent off late on. Once again, Cotterell's side would finish with 10 men. Jonathan Hogg's deliberate handball earned him a 2nd yellow card. And that prompted much heated debate from the 2 managers at the final whistle as Pompey eased their way up the table towards safety.
It's tied to the top of the Championship. Just 2 points separate the teams in 2nd and 6th ahead of Sunday's game between QPR and Nottingham Forest. More misery for the bottom three as they all failed to win a game. Portsmouth's victory at Doncaster lifts them 2 places to 18th. In League One, Gary Megson took charge of Sheffield Wednesday for the first time at Rochdale. It was hardly the dream start he was hoping for. Matt Dunn put Dale ahead on quarter of an hour. Dunn was in the thick of it again midway through the first half when he was fouled by Daniel Jones. An easy decision for the referee. Gary Jones's penalty put the home team 2-0 up. Wednesday improved after the break, but by the time they found a response, it was too late. Gary Madine's 90th minute header could only be a consolation for Megson's Owls. That victory lifts Rochdale 1 place to 8th. League One leaders Brighton beat Hartlepool 4-1, while second place Bournemouth won at Walsall. Sheffield Wednesday dropped 1 position to 14th. Bottom club Bristol Rovers were beaten by the informed Leyton Orient. In League Two, bottom club Stockport were looking for a first win in 10 games when they took on local rivals Bury. All the action came late on. Matt Patterson scored a debut goal to put the Hatters ahead midway through the second half. There were only 6 minutes to play when Anthony Elding doubled the lead as the hosts looked to shock high-flying Bury. The visitors from the other side of Manchester did strike back though through Ryan Lowe. But it wasn't enough to spoil the day for Stockport with what could be a crucial win in their fight for Football League survival. League leaders Chesterfield were beaten by Burton. Shrewsbury go to second after they won, and Wickham lost to Bradford. Stockport climb off the bottom of League Two thanks to that win against Bury. Barnet take their place after losing 3-0 at home to Torquay. Our goal of the week comes from Leicester's Yakubu in his side's victory against Derby. What a way to beat your local rivals, leaving more misery on their under-pressure manager. Next week on the show, a battle of the promotion contenders. Nottingham Forest take on Cardiff. And Leeds United host Norwich as the race for the Premier League intensifies. See you then.